sound on. I guess my microphone is in the wrong spot, so everyone has to hear me move it. Hopefully that's not too loud and annoying, but it is picking up some sound as I do that. But I can still transition to the talking screen and then wave hello, everyone. How are you doing, Mama?
I'm doing all right. How are you this evening?
Doing all right. Haven't done anything too exciting between Monday and today. So, unless you have anything,
Nope, nothing exciting on my end.
that makes it Sudoku time. Hello, Chip Sounder. How are you doing tonight? Or this morning for you? We are going to start with one of your puzzles. Singles Night by Chip Sounder. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Place the digits 1 through 9 once each in every row, column, and 3x3 box. Digits on a thermometer must rise from the bulb end. Digits in a dotted cage cannot repeat. Cells separated by an X sum to 10. Digits on an arrowed line sum to the digits in the connected circle. Cells separated by a black dot are a 1 to 2 ratio. Digits on a green German whisper line must differ by at least 5. Digits on a purple Renband must be a set of consecutive digits in any order. Digits on an orange line must alternate between low, medium, and high. Any 3 in a row on a line must contain 1 of each entropy. Adjacent digits on a teal line must alternate between low, medium, and high for modularity. So 1, 4, and 7 are 1 mod 3, 2, 5, and 8 are 2 mod 3, and 3, 6, and 9 are either 3 mod 3 or 0 mod 3. Generally, the convention for modular arithmetic would be to call it 0, but it is 0 and 3 are congruent mod 3, so those would be considered the same. Any 3 in a row on a line must contain 1 of each modularity, and box borders divide blue lines into segments with the same sum. And let me get the link in the chat if you'd like to give it a go yourself. Let's get started.
Well, there's a thermo in the middle.
Yep. And if it has to be a low digit and a high digit, then that forces a 5 to be right here then, doesn't it? Because these 3 have to be low digits, because you can't have a low digit after a 5.
Right.
If this was a low digit, it wouldn't work because there's so many before it. So it has to be a high digit. And then you have to have all 4 high digits after the 5, because these 3 have to be low, and the other side of an X has to be low.
Yep.
There's no way this is a 6. No way this is a 7. Oh,
Or
in
an 8.
fact, hold
It
on.
has to
This
be
is
9.
6, 7, 8, 9. 2, 3, 4. I feel a little silly having pointed out that all 4 of those are high digits, and then I'm going over here like, okay, now, knowing these are all 4 high digits, and this one has to be a high digit, it could be 6, 7, 8, or 9. No, if these are all 4 high digits, then they're 6, 7, 8, 9 in that order, because we already know where 5 is. Oh well. This is minimum 6 plus 1 for 7. In fact, this is going to have to be a 1. But this could be 7 or 8, because this could be 6 or 7. This one is not 1 or 2, so these cannot be 3 or 4. Let's see. This one is Region Sunline, German Whisper, Renban. I think this one's our entropy line.
Orange, yeah.
And then on a teal line, which would be this one here, is our modularity line. Well, I'm going to go ahead and mark these as red, yellow, and blue, although it doesn't really correspond to anything. Red, yellow, blue, red, yellow, blue, red, yellow, blue, red, yellow, blue. Okay, did that correct. I mean, it does correspond to something, but it doesn't necessarily, like red, it doesn't have to be the 3 group. Okay. Well, I was about to make an observation, but I don't think I can, because there's no particular reason that these yellow and blue have to be different from one of those. Especially because if they had to be different from, like this was yellow, 1 yellow, 2 yellow, 3 yellow, then your third yellow would be forced to be over here. However, you couldn't do the same logic with the blue, otherwise you'd have to have both a blue and a yellow in this one. Chip Sounder says, why can't row 3, column 6 be a 3, and row 3, column 5 be a 4? Because this has to be a 7 or 8, because there's a 9 in the row. And you've got a 1, 2 here. So if you had 3 and 4, that would be 7, plus 1 is 8, and 1 more would make 9, and that would be a contradiction here. So since we've got a 1 here, this has to be 6 or 7. 6 and 7 both have a 1, 2 pair, and only one of 3 or 4. Is another way of going about it. Okay, what I should be looking at right now is the fact that we have this entropy line in here. Now, if I look at these 3 here, I know that one of them is high, 7, 8, 9. Another is middle, 4, 5, and 6. But the third one, whichever one of these 3 it is, must be from 1, 2, and 3.
Which makes
already have 1
the
and 2.
elbow there a 4.
Correct. Which means this is 7 plus 1 is 8. And so we've got a 3 in this region. It's not here. So this is 5, 6, or 8. Because I already have 7 and 9 here. Now, 4, 5, and 6 means this is either 3 or 7, 8, 9. But this one is less restricted. It's either a 3, a 5, a 6, or a 7 or a 9.
The crop key is going to have to either be 2, 4, or 3, 6.
This is 6, so the bottom is into 3. And the reason that the black dot here cannot be any of the other digits, because 5, 7, and 9, the black dot represents a 1 to 2 ratio, so one digit is double the other, or one digit is half the other, depending on how you want to look at it. 5, 7, and 9 are all odd. So you cannot divide them by 2, you would have to double them. But 5, 7, and 9 are all greater than 10 once you double them. So you can't use 5, 7, or 9. 6 and 8 both double to more than 10, but they're even, so they can both be halved, which would be 6 halves to 3, 8 halves to 4. I already have an 8 in the column and a 1 in the column, so the 1, 2, 4, 8 chain has to be 2, 4, and then 3 and 6 are the only two in their group.
The dotted line is 9 cells. Or the dotted,
Yes.
there has to be a 5 on it. It cannot go on the German Whisper. So it has to be in that top. The Renban is 5 cell and therefore has to have a 5 on it. It cannot be, in box 8 or on the German Whisper.
Whatever this cell is, it must be 1, 2, 3 down. So these two are the same. Oh, that's not true.
The same.
It's the same group, but it could still
right.
be from 1, 2, or 4. Can 4 and 6 be on these two? 4 can't go there, but there's no reason a 4 can't be here because you can just simply go to 9, 6 to 1. You can't put a 6 going to 1 here. So this could be 4 or 6. But that one cannot be 4 because of the 4 here, and a 6 because 6 forces 1 on the German Whisper line. And that one there cancels that possibility out. In fact, we know this has to be the high digits because all 4 low digits see that one. So these are 6, 7, 8, 9. In fact, 6, 7, 8 forces this to be 9. You can't put a 6 here, and you can't put a 7 here because this one has to be a 3. So this is 8. 1, 2, and 4. There's a 1 already here. And this can't be a 4 because it wouldn't work with a 9 and an 8. So 2 is gone and gets removed from this box, so this cannot be a 4 on top. But these have to be all the rest of the digits. So 3, 8, 2, 9. And then you've already got 1, 4 here, 4, 5, and 6 there, 7 from this one. Oh, but these 4 have to be 9, 2, 8, and 3.
The modularity lines,
Yes.
a row across row 9, the red cannot be from 2, 5, 8. Because if you look at the columns, both 2 and 8 are in both of those columns, so those would have to both be 5.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at row 9.
Yeah.
Oh, red can't be any of them there also. If it's from 3, 6, 9, it would have to be 6 in column 7.
And if it was from 1, 4, and 7, this one would be forced to be a 7, so that one couldn't be a 7. Just like this one can't be a 6 if it was 3, 6, 9, because that would be forced to be a 6.
Look where 7 is in the dotted cage.
Has to be one of these, so that's not a
Makes
7.
sense.
So now this is forced to be 6. And so blue cannot be 3 or 9. It must be from 2, 5, and 8. That one's a 2, this one's an 8. 8 and 2, 3 and 6. 6 here, not a 6 there. 3, 9 there. But that means yellow is 1, 4, 7. 4 here, not a 7 there. In fact, all of these are 1, 4, 7. What's left over in row 6? 1, 2, and, well, not a 9, a 5, I believe. 1's not here, and these 2 aren't 2, so this one is a 2. So that's 6.
A 7. Minimum 13. Because there's a 2 in there, so the next would be 3, 4. Oh, I guess actually.
Oh, well, that can't be a 5, so this is minimum 6. Yeah, because it can't be any
12,
of the low digits.
Yeah. Now it's minimum 15, so that's going to have to be a 9 in box 9.
And minimum 15 would make that a 6. So this is 7 or 8. Which would be 16, which would be plus 1 to either of those, or 17, which would be plus 2 to either of those, but you can't put a 5 or an 8 there. But you could add 1 to both of them and make it 7, 4, which is 11 plus 6, which is 17. 4, 6, 7. Obviously, 3 and 4 is not there because it's right here in the row already. So this is what, 5 and 9, and there's already a 9 in the column. And what's left over? 7. Just a little too slow in seeing those numbers. What's left over in this row? Well, the 9s here force a 9 there, because this 9 and that 9 cancel it from all of those. So
and it
these
can't
are
have a 7 in it.
1, 5, 7, 9, 4, and 8. 2, 3, and 6. Oh, well, those are just simply 2, 3, and 6. 1, 7, 8 is left over, not an 8, so that's 1, 7 pair for an 8, which is going to make this 7 and 4. And finishes all of those. What's left over? I don't see a 3 or a 5, so that's a 5 and a 3, if I can use the arrow keys properly. What are these two? 3, 8, 2, 9, 4, 7, and 6 are all gone, so 1 or 5 pairs with this one to either be low with a 3.
The
So
left end of
7's
that,
gone.
the left end, these 1 through 4 in the row, and 6 through 9 in the column, so it's a 5.
1, 2, 3. So this one's 5 or 6. This is a 3. This is high, so this is 1. low, high, middle, low, high, middle. Yes. There we go, got all that situated. Now, how about these three?
Well, column 4 needs a 5.
That
Column
more
5
sensible.
needs
An 8.
Yeah.
7, 9
And that's
pair
7
here. These two are just 2, so
1 and 3.
3 above 1. Might as well
2, 6, and 8.
2's gone, 6 is gone, 8 is gone. 7, 9, 7, 9, and
4.
4 has to be here. So 6, 8, 7, 9. Apparently that one's just a 7. So 9, not 9. 7, 9, 7. And we get 2, 6 and something, 2, 8 and something. I don't see a 4 in this row, and I don't see a
9.
in that row. So 2 is gone, that's a 2, this is a 4, that's an 8, 6, 9, 6, 2, and 8, and there we go. Mission accomplishment. Yeah, I like how the logic for this arrow, well, starting with the logic of this thermoline. Holy cheese. Brain is not functioning today, I guess. How that combined with the X here gets the that box organized. And then that leads you into the logic here that this has to be 7 or 8. And so what that gives you here with a 1, 2, and then that you have to have a low digit up here, which has to be 3, making this 4, forcing that to be 8. And then you've got all low digits here looking at this, so it makes those 2 high digits. And then since that's an 8, that's a 3 and a 2. But yeah. Chip Sounder says, great solve. This was initially a fog puzzle, but didn't need it, and a white dot got removed from column 6 between the 7 and 8. I'm assuming you mean row 1? Since the 7 and 8 in column 6 are pretty far apart.
At the top, it wraps around.
That would actually be an interesting way of placing dots in a Kropke puzzle. Yeah, I wonder if you could.
For that wraparound, and I can't think of it.
At
least I think there is.
There should be, because if you take a piece of paper, you can if you attach this end and this end, then you get a tube, and then if you attach this end and this end, it turns into a donut. So maybe that would be,
Torus?
I guess technically, yeah, it's a torus. So that would be toroidal, possibly. Although there's probably another term for it. Yeah. I'm trying to think what happens when you attach the ends of a Mobius strip together. Oh, a Mobius strip, if you...
You have to twist the paper.
Yeah. So if you attach this end of the grid to this end, but do a twist in it first, then it becomes a monosurface. It's a three-dimensional object with only a single side. And then if you try to attach the two sides, the two edges of that Mobius strip, it turns into Klein bottle. I believe it turns into a Klein bottle. A four-dimensional object that has a single surface, and in 4 dimensions is non-intersecting. In 3 dimensions, though, the only way we're able to represent Klein bottles, it does self-intersect. But yeah, let's see. Chip Sounder says the lit cells were in box 5, and it was a I'm not sure how to say that. Meaning is an arrangement of 5 things in a square or rectangle with 1 at each corner and 1 in the middle. A quincunx?
Sounds reasonable.
So that would be those 5. Yeah, like the 5 on a dice. Yeah, alright. Anyway. I don't think I have anything else on this puzzle. I enjoyed that one, so let's get on to puzzle number 2 for today, which is going to be Simple Miracle by Odd von de Wettering. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Cells separated by a single knight's move in chess cannot contain the same digit. And in each positive diagonal, i.e. The diagonal sloping from the southwest to the northeast, neighboring digits differ by only 1 or 8. Link in the chat if you'd like to give it a go. Well, the only way to differ by 8 is if it's a 1, which goes around to 9. So we can essentially say that
The bottom corner's a 9 and the top one's a 2 because it has to differ by either 1 or 8.
Yeah. But essentially, we can consider that the digits must be in a loop going from 1 through 9 back to 1. Now, this one doesn't necessarily have to go to a 1 here. It could go to 1 or 3, just like this could go to 1 or 3, except for the 1 in the row. And so, well, now this could be 3 or 5. But the differing by 1 or 8 means that a 1 can be next to the consecutive around the circle. But yeah, anyway, where can I place a 2 in this box? Well, if they can't be a knight's move apart, then there's a 2 there. So this is 1 or 3. There's already a 3 in the box, so that's a 1. I think this is going to end up being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, but I'm not certain. Ones are going to have to go here, but not a knight's move apart, so that's a 1. How about 3s? Because if I have this 3 here, that is going to rule out those by Sudoku, those by Anti-Knight, and then my 3s end up here. And now how can this be a 3? Because it would see those 2 by Sudoku, and that by Anti-Knight. So I was wrong. This is not a 3. It must be a 1, so must be this one. And now, this cannot be a 2, it must be a 9. This one must be 1 or 8, but there's already a 1 there, so that one's an 8. So this one must also be a 9, because there's already a 2 in the column. So this is 1 or 8. This one must be a 2, because there's already a 9 here. So this must be a 3, because there's already a 1 in the box, so this 3 is gone. This one is 2 or 4. Well, where's 3 in this
well,
box?
look where 4s can go in box 6. It's the same thing as we're looking where the 3s could go.
And it can't go there. So yeah, 4s. And now this one can't be.
That one.
So then this is 1 or 3. There's already a 1 in the column, so 3. And then this must increase to 4 because there's already a 2 here. So those are gone.
And 2 can, I think, be placed in box 6.
Oh, excuse me.
Up
This
1.
is not a knight's move away from that. That is why I got confused.
So between the 9 and the 2 in the diagonal has to be, yeah.
And then this must be a 1 because there's already a 3. 1s are going to be one of these 2. That's anti-knight, so this is a 1.
Oh, no, still 2 possibilities for
2s. 2 here. 1s, one of those 2. Well, this isn't a 2, so it's a 9. You were going to say something?
The 1s are in column 6 form an X-wing with the 1s in box 1.
Three is going to increase, because this is 2 or 4, both of these C2s, so they're 4s. That isn't a 4, so that one is, this is a 5, this one is a 5 as well, so that's 3. This must be 6, because there's already a 4. 7, 8, 9 is left over. This one isn't a 9. This one isn't a 9 by knight's move, so that one must be. 9 must be here.
In box 2, going from the 4 in box 5, it's going to increase to either a 5 or go down to a 3, which neither one can reach a 1.
Right, 3 or 5 here. That can't be 1. So this one must be, that one must be, this one cannot be. Where can I place 4s in this box, though? Not by Sudoku, not by Sudoku, not by Anti-Knight, and it can't be consecutive, so that's a 4. This is another 3 or 5. There's a 3 here, so 5. 6 is gone from there, but nothing else. 6, 9, 9.
Going from box 1 to box 2, the 1 sees a 9 in the column, so the 2.
Well, these have to be consecutive. That's an 8. That's a 7. 8s are gone. 7 is gone.
The 8
This is...
goes down up to 9.
And that you're referring to this one, right?
Yeah, sorry, I was still in the same spot.
No worries. I just wanted to make sure that you didn't see something else. Now this is even, so this cannot be even, so it's not a 6.
Column
Oh,
7.
7.
The bottom is going to be a 6 because it sees at 8, so.
6, 8. 7, 9. There's already a 9 that looks at those. 6, 8. 8, 6.
Column 8
6
needs a
is
7.
8 needs a 7. This one is going to be the 8. Because it can't be 6. Well, I should look at this. Well, this one is an 8. And then I need a 7. So that has to be here, and then this one's 6. So I think that's all that's left over. Between 6 is 5 or 7. There's already a 7 in the column, so 5. 3.
Row
Below
6
6.
needs a 7. Row 7 needs a 7, excuse me.
This must be 5. And then this would be 4 or 6. 4 or 6, but then of course they are already situated because you can't have the 4 next to that. And then obviously the 6 here and the 4 there. 7 would go 6, 8. There's already an 8 in a row. This is clearly a 7 between 6 and 8. There's already a 1 in the box, so then this must be a 7. There's already a 1, so this is an 8. There's a 7, so that's a 9. And obviously between 8 and 1 must be a 9. I don't see a 5, so that must be a 5 and a 6. 4 or 6, there's already a 6 in a row. 3 or 5, there's already a 3 in the box, so that's 4. Although it could have been a 6, but there was already a 6, but I hadn't seen that yet. And now these two
7.
are fixed. 7 in the column, and in the row is a 5, I think. And a 6 is going to connect them. And then, well, this one, and either 2 or 4. And then to finish off the puzzle, an 8. Nice.
That was
Very
a quickie.
interesting. Yeah, very interesting puzzle how that one worked out.
Yeah, after the first little bit, just switched to the diagonals pretty much and didn't need the anti-knight anymore.
All right. This one, because I'm pretty sure Audubon Lettering does not post on Logic Masters Germany, or at least I haven't found these puzzles in the past.
Before.
So, next puzzle. Excuse me. Next puzzle is My New Rope Belt by John Gizme. I made a new belt out of rope. Its belt buckle has a big 9 on it because it has 9 holes I poked, though a bit unevenly, into it. I put my old belt's buckle into the middle of the new one so you can see the size difference. It was really fun to make, and I encourage people who read this to make their own rope belts as well. Okay. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Digits in cages do not repeat. Digits on a thermometer increase from the bulb end, but digits on different branches of it may repeat if allowed by other rules. And digits on either side of a white belt hole are consecutive. Digits on either side of a black belt hole are in a 1:2 ratio. Not all possible belt holes are given. Interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excuse me, I'm not being systematic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Trying to decide whether or not I should look at these. However, whatever this cell is, it's going to have to be here. Because if it was one of those two, that would imply that it is simultaneously larger than itself, which is not possible. I don't know why I said simultaneously.
Well, and it's a minimum 6.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, well,
and
that means
since
it must be 6 or 8.
Yep.
Because of the black dot here. And so
Yep.
we know if it's a minimum 6, that has to be 6 or 8, because 7 and 9 are both odd, and since the black dot refers to a 1 to 2 ratio, if I tried to divide 9 or 7 by 2, I would get a fractional number. Can't represent that in whole numbers, which are the only options available to us, and doubling them would be greater than 10 and limited to 1 through 9. 5 is also eliminated in this way, but 6 and 8 can both be halved, even though they can't be doubled because they'd be greater than 10, but they can be halved to 3 and 4 respectively.
Well, then we can pretty much figure out the 1 through 5 have to be on the thermo.
That is true. So this is a 1. It'd help if I was in number mode. 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7.
Why did the 4? Oh, because the 3 eliminated the 3, 6 possibility.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but these 3 all had to be greater than 5. None of them could be 9, so they had to be 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, and that's a
So
2,
yeah,
3 pair left for the cage.
1,
1,
4, and
4, and
7.
7.
And I already went over why 7 can't go on here. 1 can be doubled to 2, 4 halved to 2, or doubled to 8. Oh, well,
Wow.
these 3 have to be
It's
2,
2,
3, 8.
3, 8. Yeah, and 5, 6, 9 for the.
And how could 2 or 3 connect to 5, 6, or 9? So that's an 8 and a 9, 2 and a 3, if I can click the correct numbers, and then neither of those are 9. 5 and 6 is going to make 1 and 7, and then you've got 5, 6, and 9 here.
Yeah, well, the rope belt kind of implied roping in the puzzle, so.
Yeah, I definitely should have thought of
And the
that.
3 is on a white crop you bought from box 7 to 8.
2 or
So
4.
2 or 4.
But these 3 are those 3 are those 3. So this is a 1 and
3,
3,
6.
6. And so these are 2, 7, 9. And so this must be a 2 because the 4, 5, 8 is here. 7, 9. 1, 3, 6. 4, 5, 8. And now we've got this happening. That one, and that one.
Well, The white Kropke there in column 8 between boxes 6 and 9. The bottom can't be a 9 because the top sees an 8 in the row.
We've also got roping happening here. So this one is that one, is that one. This one is that one, so this one is this one, is this one. So I have 8 and 9, and 1, 4, 7, and now 7 and 9 can't go here, so this must be 1, 2, 4, and 8. 1's not a possibility, there's no 2 here. And this one is from this group, but I have 2, 4, and 8 there. And 1, 3, 6 is definitely that one. Well, I could put it in there, but there's no real point. This one is from this group. So it can't be 3, 6. It has to be 1, 2, 4, 8. It cannot be 8 because there isn't a 4 on either of these two. So 8 is gone. So 2 is a requirement. So this can't be a 2. So this can't be a 1. And now I have a 4, 8 pair. So this is a 5. And now I have to have 5 in this group. Is that correct? Because this is that, is this. So yeah, there's a 5 here. Oh, so this must be a 2. It can't be a 7. And this can't be a 4, so this can't be a 4. That's 1 or 2. So this isn't 1. This is 1, though. 1, 2, and 5. Not a 2. 1 is gone. This one must be 7 or 9. Well, 3, 6, 7, 9. Three, 6, 7, 9, 4, 8. Right. I don't really know why I'm going to go ahead and put all of those in, but might as well. This 3 is not on here, so this is 1, 2, 4. And apparently this sees the 1 and the 2 down here. So that's a 4, that's a 2. 4 is gone, 4 is placed. 4 isn't any of these, so that's 8 and 4. So this one is 4, because this one has to be from that group. 8. 4 is gone. 2 is gone. These 3...
Oh, the last one of the cage in box 1 to 2 is a 5, 6.
These 3 are these 3? Yeah, because there are those 3. Right? This one is that one is this one. This one is that one. It's that one. So yeah, these 3. 3, 6, 7, 9, and
8. Column 8, the white Kropke.
Oh, right. 3. 3 is gone. 3 is placed. Fours, place 4. 6, 7, 9 triple is a 3 because of these 3s. Okay. Four.
That thermo bulb, the least it can be is a 3. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Nine, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. Two has to be one of these two, but there's already a 2 X-Wing, so this one's 2. There's a 1 X-Wing, so this one's 1. And 4 has to be one of these 3, and it can't be this one because of the 4 here. And that one, because this one is the only one that could have been a 4 if this one's minimum 3. So that's 4. And now this is just simply the leftover from that group.
Well, 6, 7, or 9.
Oh, because it can't be 3. So that one's a 3. 2, 3. 1, 2. 7, 1. 8, 9. Not a 9 here. 9 here. 6.
5, 6
5.
pair in row 4. Now it doesn't matter.
9. 9. 9. And 6.
Mm-hmm.
These 3 are 3, 6, and 2. No.
9.
3 is gone. 9 is gone. 3, 6 pair places a 9. 5 and 8 and 4.
7.
Where's our 4? 7. Thank you. I am really bad at scanning. 1, 5, and 6. No.
3.
There's lots of options. 1, 3, 5, 6, and 8. 1, 3, 5, 6, 8. There we go. 3 and 8. Sevens and 7s. Take out a 7 possibility here. 5, 8 places a 7. Oh, 1, 5 places a 2. I'm over here looking at this like, I think there's something I can conclude over here. These 3 are all grouped together, so these 2 have to be the same, so they're both 1s. 5, 6, 6, and 7. 5, 7, 6. 8, 3, 5, 1, 3, 6, 8, and 5. First try. There we go. That was an interesting puzzle. Sure, I check Logic Masters Germany for it. And there it is. And the middle box read left to right, then top to bottom as you would read a book. Copy. Yes, that worked out. Congratulations. that was a pretty easy puzzle. As long as you understand how roping works, and even then, if you're not familiar, this is a very approachable puzzle to teach you how to do the roping technique. I didn't use any painting for this puzzle, which would have helped me in a few different areas, because this had to be those three, these three had to be these three, and these three had to be those. So now red has to be this one, yellow here, and then clearly blue is these. And that's what the roping is referring to. And you can see a similar thing happening over here in the last three columns. Green here, green there, and then these three could be purple, and then those three orange. And then if you rotate the puzzle, a similar effect is happening in the bottom three rows and the top three rows. But yeah, so that is roping. That is not the button I'm going to play. That is. I didn't want the coloring anymore. Although it doesn't really matter. I should submit grading here. But yeah, I have nothing else to say about that one. Although I did forget to put it in the chat. So let me solve that problem. Copy this and put it in here. And then there was another puzzle that I forgot to save. You would think, with how obsessive I am with processes, that I would be systemic, and I would also like make sure that I obsessively do these things. Yeah. I don't know. Alright. With that, we are going to move on to our next puzzle. 1, 2, 3. Should have only done 3 puzzles. I believe we are... Yeah, that one, and then the first puzzle for today.
And it's not quite 9.
It is not quite 9, so we should be able to get through quite a few more puzzles. Got a lot of short puzzles tonight. Queued up, at least. The next puzzle is apparently a meme. Although none of the kids that I've heard refer to this meme can explain it. So it's not that funny to me. But yeah. No, I have been explicitly told that it is not because 789. The meme is literally just 6-7. That's it. There's no additional context. And literally, if you ask anyone that uses it, they will tell you that that's it. There's nothing additional. I think perhaps they might have a little bit of additional context that it's like some player's number or somebody said 6-7. Yeah, it could be basketball related.
No, I thought it was football.
It could be football. It could be, I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's just literally 6-7. There's there's nothing humorous about it. So.
Unless you're like 5. Or
If
6 or 7.
I'm pretty sure when I was 5, 6, or 7, I wouldn't find this funny. But yeah, I don't know. My humor when I was 5, 6, or 7 was different, but even then, I feel like, I don't know, Mom, you can confirm. And when I was 5, 6, or 7, do you think I would have found the 6, 7 meme funny?
Probably not.
Yeah. But yeah, Chip Sounder says we should do Pi Tau. No. I do prefer tau as a circle constant, but there are a number of contexts where pi is actually the superior, or at least the more usable constant for such as the volume of, or excuse me, the area of a circle. You would use pi instead of tau, because otherwise you would have to divide by 2. The volume of a sphere, you would have to divide by 2. Now you are already dividing by 4, because I believe the volume of the sphere is 3/4 pi r cubed. But I don't memorize formulas, or I advocate against the memorization of formulas. But yeah. But anyway, it's not particularly relevant, but now I have to look it up. Volume of a sphere. It is 4/3 pi r cubed. I believe I said 3/4, which is incorrect. 4/3 pi r cubed. Which is weird that it's 4/3, but doesn't really matter. Let us go ahead and get into the puzzle. Yeah, I don't know. And Chip Sounder says, it's almost like the kids ran with a private joke without actually knowing the private joke. Yeah, that's the problem for me, is that, like, I personally find it way funnier if I don't understand a joke that is when it is then explained to me. Because the additional context I think maybe it's just like one of those things where, like, I didn't understand how it was funny, but then it was explained to me, and because I didn't get it, or because it is new to me, it is funnier in that regard. Or because it requires me to expand my way of thinking about something. But yeah, so usually I find jokes to be way funnier after they are explained than when I already understand the joke and it is told to me. But I do know that a lot of people believe the opposite, that if you have to explain the joke, it's not funny. But I usually find that that is because they don't want to explain the joke, because it would reveal why it is not funny. But yeah. Anyway, with that being said, let us get into the puzzle, which I have already pasted the link in the chat, so if you'd like to give it a go, it is up there. But this puzzle is called 6-7 by Zen Toxie? Maybe? Hopefully that's close enough. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Killer cages. Cages sum to the value provided in the top left corner of the cage. Excuse me. Digits may repeat in cages if permitted by other rules, and anti-knight. A cell cannot contain the same digit as another cell, which is only one knight's move away. X's and V's, digits separated by a V sum to 5, and an X sum to 10. And 6-7. All horizontal 6-7s are given. Interesting. Interesting. So cages can definitely contain repeats now. Yeah, digits may repeat in cages if permitted by other rules. And there are going to have to be repeats because 67 is significantly large value.
Yeah, the 7 in row 1, the 7 cage has to be 3, 4 because it cannot be 1, 6, and 2, 5 would break the, yeah, so that's 1, 5. Because the 4 is in the 3, 4.
Yeah. Oh, right. And then we should have
2, 8,
289.
9.
Yeah. Now, Chip Sounder says in row 6, or excuse me, in a row, 6 and 7 cannot be neighbors. And I believe that is only partially true. I believe it cannot be 6 and then 7, read from left to right, but I think it can be 7 and then 6, even though we've got anti-knight going on there. I think this is technically allowed, because it's not 6, 7. But I could be wrong.
In row 1, box 3, there is an X.
Yeah.
Well, 6 and 7 are in that cage. You cannot have both 8 and 9 in that cage. So the 2, 8, 9 possibility at the top has to contain an 8. Or a 2, rather.
And
So
that
it's 2, 8.
removes 8 as a possibility from here.
Right.
So this is then forced to be 1, 9. So we've got 2, 8 and a 9 over here. This has to be 2, 3. So that's going to give us 4 and 3. Is 2 and 3 sum to 5. And then this 3 is going to anti-knight remove 3 as a possibility from there. So what's left over in box 3? I don't see
4 and 5.
4. And then this 4 is here because of anti-knight. So the last
6,
4...
7, 8, and 9.
So this one is 8, because 6, 7, and anti-9. And now 8 is gone from everywhere here. 7, anti-knight. 6 and 9, both anti-knight, and so the 7 is removed from here, also removed by anti-knight.
And you can't
So
have a
6
6 to the left of the 7.
So 9 and 6. And that proves that we have the ability to go 7 and then 6. 3, this 3 anti-knights to that. And we have an 8 left over. 1, 4, 5. 6 is gone, 7 is gone, 6 is gone. So this is actually has to be where the 6 is. Oh, and it can't go 6 and then 7. Oh, so I could have just, gotten that from the beginning.
Right.
Do I have a similar thing going on?
Yeah.
Because 6 is gone from here. Anti-knight to this one. 7's going to look like this, and anti-knight there. Also from this one. They're not close enough. And then I also have 7's here, anti-knight, and 6's here, anti-knight. So we're going to have 6's, anti-knight, 7's.
Bottom 7 possibility in box 5 sees both of the 7 possibilities in box 6.
And then this one. I think that's all the 6's and all the 7's. Alright, then where next? Guess I'm just gonna look
We're
in
at
box 4.
25 in the right-hand cage. So 42. Oh, I forgot the 7. So
32.
32.
And so
35 left.
yeah, and that's quite a bit
But
to do in 6.
repetition is, yeah.
$17 plus 5 is $22. 29 with an
Well,
additional 7.
yeah. Well, if
And
you'd
then
looked at 3 and 7
42.
and 8 too is 20 and
Oh yeah, that would have helped.
29, 39, yeah, 42. That's still a lot.
But only 25 to do in
Oh, yeah.
10 and 2 more. So, I mean, this is minimum 3. And then this is minimum, I mean, these are all minimum 10. And then,
2 more.
yeah.
No.
So that would be 5, 6. Except none of them could be 6. And then 3, 4. These two can't be 2s, and these two can't be 3s because of the 2 and the 3 in the columns. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9. 9
Okay,
is
well,
one of
in
those two.
8 is one of the bottom 2 because it sees the top spot by int.
Anti-knight those two, and that one. So yeah, if we look in this box, where can I place an 8? Sudoku, not a 7, anti-knight. Now the 8 has to be one of these two because it can't be here or in here. So that rolls it out of those. So there's an 8. We get 8s here, anti-knight, so that one's gone. And that's actually going to align with those, so 8s are now here, not those two. Gives us a box of 8s there. Chip Sounder asks, where is the 2 in box 5? Well, it's not one of those. These two by Sudoku, those two by Anti-Knight. So 2 is one of these two. It's going to roll it out of this. Now, I cannot remove 2 as a possibility from here. Because if I did, that would turn the 2 into a 4, and I'd have to duplicate the 4. Or, another way of thinking about it, is it's minimum 10, maximum 12. And if I took out 2, that would be 1, 3, 4, and 5. Which would be 1 and 5 is 6, 3 and 4 is 7, 6 and 7 is 13. And 13 is more than 12. So 2 has to be in this group.
Well, it
and
has
it
to be
also
in
has
the
to be in
center
this one.
in row 5.
Yeah. 2's up here. You're gonna get ruled out of this because of there. Trying to see if there's more we can do with this. But the fact that we have to have a 2 as one of these three isn't that helpful. Although 1 is required as well. So this is actually 3, 4, 5. Although the 3 here is going to rule out of those two. But that's just a 9 in here, an 8 and 9 there, and an 8 here. Fun to do. Three, 4, 5, and 8. Alright, well, let's keep looking at box 5. What else can be in here? How about a 9? There is it, I think. 9 could be any of these. Because it's only one of those two, so that's not particularly helpful. If I look at 9s over here, this 9 was up there, and those two. That's not enough to rule anything out except for where that 7 is. So, I don't think that's going to work. Yeah. How about smaller numbers? Could look at 3 in here. Although it's just going to be one of those 4. These are just simply 1 through 5. Because we already have 6, 7, 8, and 9 in the column. 2's not allowed here because of anti-knight. Oh, a 1, 4, 5 triple takes out 1, 4, and 5 from the center here. This is a 2, this isn't. You should have seen that a long time ago.
Where's 2 in box 7?
These two, ruled it out of here and here. 2 isn't 9, and anti-knight for that one. So there's 2. Choose one of these two, but that's not enough to rule it out of anything. Of those 4, this 2 is going to knock it out of this one. I don't think that's enough to get any farther with 2s. One, 3, 4, 5, and 9. 3's ruled out of this one. And 4 is taken out of these two. These two are 1, 4, 5, and 9. 9 isn't this one here. So 9 has to be one of those two in column. But that just rules it out of those two. No, this one and that one. Isn't that helpful? I don't know why I reached so far away there. A 9 is ruled out of this one. But you still have a 9 here. Six and 7 are clearly gone, so is 2 and 4. This one isn't 9, and the 8 has to be one of these two, so it isn't 8 either. This one isn't a 9 because it sees both of those. It also sees all three of these. Alright, what about
1,
this
2, or
one?
5.
1, 2, 5 is the only options here?
Yeah, because 8 has to be in box 7, and 3 and 4 are in the column.
Mm-hmm. One, two, three, 4, 5, 8. Okay. Alright, well, where are 9s in this box? Ruled out of these two and those two. So we get 9s like that. Chip Sounder says row 5, column 8 sees 2, 5, 6, 7, and 9. So that leaves 2, 5, 6, 7, and 9. 1, 3, 4, and 8. The one to its right. 1, 2, 6, 7, and 9. 3, 4, 5, and 8. What could be in this column? 3, 4, 6, 7. And then none of these three can be 2 because of this 2 and that 2. And 8 because of this 8. And then 5, 8, and 9 all see this. So this one's 1 or 2. Six, 7, and 8 are all removed from the row. 1, 5, and 9 because it sees all three of these. And then you've got 1, 4, 5, and 2. 2, 4, 5. So 3 or 9. 5, 7, 6, and 2. one's got a lot of possibilities. But 8 is going to be removed because the 8 in box 4. One has to be on all of these. I have to have 2 ones. Although there isn't enough overlap to cause that to be impossible. One, 6, 7, and 9. Bottom can't be a 2 because there's a 2 in a row. Can't have 8s because of the 8s that look down this way. Five, 7, 6. The bottom. This is 2, and neither can be 8. Chip Sounder says row 8, column 7, can't be a 9 because it sees both 9 possibilities in box 8.
Yep. And row 7, column 8, same thing.
That makes the 9s here be one of these 2. But it doesn't help in box 6. Okay, if I look in column 5, 4 has to be one of these 3, which takes 4 out of this one because it would see all 3 of them. Wait a second. If I look at this box here, I have 8 and 2, 3 and 7, that's 20. 6 and 7.
Both the 2s instead of the 7.
Right. And now I'm at 30.
There's 30.
And then an additional 16, that's 46. I need 21 more. And that includes this one right here. If I take the 2's out for a moment, I need 25. This is minimum 10. This is minimum 10. This is minimum 3. And minimum 1, which is 24 of the 25. This cannot be a 4 or a 5. It could only be a 1 or a 2. So this is a 1. That's a 1. This can no longer be a 4, because it's only plus 1 now. So I have to have 3 in here. So this isn't a 3. This has to be a 1. I completely missed that 1 over there. 5's are all gone from there. 4 is gone from here, as well as these. 3 is now a requirement. Oh, but if 3 has to be one of these two, it's not this one, and now it's that one. 1's a requirement, and it's either 4 or 5.
Well, okay. Count what we have now. There's 33, 36, 39, 40, 50. Because that 3, 4, 5 is required, and that's 15.
Right, that's going to be the 5. So this has to be a 2. Because that's where my plus 1 comes from.
Right.
So yeah, so, and then just to double check, like you were saying, 1, 2, 3, and 7, 8, 9 is 30. The 6 and 2 2's is 40. 3 and 7 is 50. 51, 52, 53, 54, 55.
That's...
And 15.
That's 70.
I mathed wrong.
Alright.
This is 30.
And 15 is 45. Get the 3, 4, 5.
45. 50.
50.
60. 61, 62, 63, 64, 65.
So yeah, so back up a bit.
Go back up all the way to this.
Okay.
Where am I at? This is 10. Excuse me, 20. 20.
Go ahead and do this. Go ahead and do the 2 2's with the 6.
So 30. 46, right? And if I take out the 2 2's, that's 42. Why am I not just grabbing a calculator? 67. Minus 9 minus 2 minus 3. Minus 8 minus 7 minus 6 minus 7 is 25 remaining. This is minimum 10. This is minimum 10. This is minimum 3. So minus 10, minus 10, minus 3. This one up here is maximum of 2. So it's not 4 or 5, that's guaranteed to be a 1. Okay, so now those should be 30. 9 plus 2 plus 3 plus 8 plus 1 plus 7 is 30. Plus 6 plus 7 is 43. Subtract 67. I have 24 remaining. And if this is... Oh, wait, hold on.
Oh, 3, 4, 5 is not 15. 3, 4, 5 is only 12.
Oh, that's...
I'm
barely got too many.
Yeah, I don't know why I said 3, 4, 5 is 15.
30 plus 12 plus 2 plus 2 plus 6 plus 7. 59 minus 67 is 8. And so that's 8 in the remainder here. And that's a 1. 1 and 3 and 4 is 8. So yeah. Okay. So this is a 1. That's a 1. There's our plus 1, so 2. 1. 3 has to be one of those two, so it's not this one.
And
so
we had 67. It just, for some stupid reason, I was 3, 4, 5 is 15 instead of 12. Wow.
2 plus 3 plus 8. 1 plus 7 plus 2 plus 1 plus 6 plus 1 plus 2 plus 7 plus 3 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. 67. First try.
Yes, I can add.
I can only do it half the time. Chip Sounder says 4 in box 9 in row 8. Because we have to have it as one of these two. Because where else can it go in row 8? So 4 is removed from those possibilities. And if it's one of those two, those both see there. So that gives us a 3-9 pair, facing a 1, a 4, a 5, 3, an 8, 9, 2, 9, 3, 5 pairs, and give us 4 and 5. No, 4 and 9. 8, 1, 1, 5, 8, 2, 2, 8, 4, 3, 9, 3, 9, 5, 3.
Yeah, and those add to 67. I can't actually add that time.
And 4 and 5 together, see this. So this is an 8, a 4, 5, a 4, an 8, 5, a 4, and a 5. First try. Okay. Let's look in Logic Masters Germany to see if it's there. And let's see if the chat is full of, or not the chat, the comments. Yep, there's around 6, 7. Kids these days with their 6s and 7s and no puzzle screenshots and no solution checking. Why in my day, rabble, rabble, rabble. Oh, did this one not include solution checking? Oh, it's because this link didn't have it. And interesting that it didn't have more 6, 7 just being copied and pasted in the comments. I'm pretty much always going to put very nice on the puzzle is. Difficulty-wise, You just had to know your math on this one, which clearly we were close enough to know that it was relevant, but couldn't do it first try. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else that was like really tricky in this puzzle. Yeah, it was just recognizing that this was both relevant and how to do it.
Yes,
So I'm
and
gonna go
3,
with
4,
the other
5
one.
is 12, not 15.
All right. Copy this. Do I have? I do not have it in here. 6, 7 by Zentoxe, and then a link to Logic Masters Germany, and I had already put it in the chat. All right, I should have time for at least one more puzzle, and that is going to be 2 arrows and a 10 line. Link in the chat if you'd like to give it a go. But 2 arrows and a 10 line by Marty Sears. Normal 6x6 Sudoku rules apply. The digits along a purple arrow sum to the digit in the attached circle. The gray line consists of numerous contiguous segments, each of which sum to 10. So what do we need to do here? Well, we have the digits 1 through 6. And if those are minimum 3 and minimum 1, so this is minimum 4.
That's minimum 3.
Yeah. Well, the most that these two could be together is 5. So that means that this cannot be one group.
Well, we know that 1 through 6 sums to 21, so it can't be one group anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it could 1 through 4 and then 5, 6 is 21.
Yeah,
It's
but
not
this
5,
couldn't be a
6, so
5-6 pair here.
right.
Oh. How I should be thinking about this for a moment is, what is the sum of the entire puzzle? Well, if one box is 21, because 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 is 21, and I have 6 boxes, 6 times 21 is 126. And this line, the 10 line, covers the entire grid except for where these arrows are. So if the entire puzzle is 126, then the 2 arrows would be what would they end up being? They would be 2x and 2y, or 2x plus y. And Chip Sounder says summing to 16 or 26. And yeah, it's going to have to be 16 or 26.
So they
Because
can't
they could.
jump to 26. Yeah, no, because 12. If they were 6, 12 and 12 is 24.
Right. So they have to sum to 16. And if you have that 16, then that means they sum to 8. And since this is minimum 4, this one's maximum 4. And 6 is no longer a possibility. Because it's either a pair of 4s or 3, 5. So 4 is no longer an option on here. I think. Yeah. Because 4 and 1 is 5.
Yeah.
Because the only way a 6 would work
It
is
would,
if this was
right,
a
it would
2.
have to with a 2. Yeah, and it can't do that.
Yeah, and if this is 3 or 4, then 3 and 4 is no longer options on here. It gives us a 1-2 pair in a couple of places. But since there's 16, that means there are 11 10s going around the line.
Well, and we know that there has to be 5 on the blue line in between boxes, the bottom 2. There has to be 5 on the blue lines because you can't put it's in box the bottom one on the left, box 5. And
Well,
it can't
it can
be
come up
if
to
it
this
was
one.
right, but it could be 2, 3, 5, but it could be a pair of 5s going across the.
Yeah. Could these all be 1s? We know one of these two is a 1. Because it can't be 2 and 3, because that would be 5 plus 1 more. But if these are all 1s, then that's a 1. And then those are both 2s, making this 5. If this was 4, you'd have a 1-2 pair and a 1. And if this was a 1, those would both be 2s, which isn't possible, so this is a 5. And this is a 3. These are all 1s, 2, 2, and 1.
So 5 is on the elbow on the, and that's a 4, 6 pair in the row.
And that must sum to 10.
Mm-hmm. And row 6 is 2, 3, 4, 6. And it's going to have to be the 4, 6 together.
At the beginning.
And then a 2. Yeah.
Chip Sounder says row 4, column 4 is a 3. I don't think so, because this one has to be. I think I actually want to use the line tool, draw lines around my 10s. Or maybe not. Maybe I want to do it like this. I don't know how I want to do that.
I did that the wrong way. Well, I kept calling 3, 4, 5, 15 when it was 12, so that's fine.
Has to be at least 2. And if there are 11, then this one should also be silver. The only way we get 2 here is a 4 and a 6, which is not going to be possible, so this has to be gray as well. So that has to be at least 3 together. It might be 4, except if it was 4, those 2 could repeat, though.
Well, no, 4 would have to be. Oh, yeah, right. Repeat.
But this one is minimum 4. I mean, these 3 are 3, 4, and 6. And these are just simply 4, 5, 6. Chip Sounder says that can't be true because 3 cells see 12 or 3 cells see 1 and 2.
Yeah. But
Are we
why
saying
you
that
can't do
these?
10 and 4?
So that would be these ones. Because these 2 are minimum 3, 4. This one could be a 1, but then this would have to be a 5, and this is 12, as we learned last time. So those 3 have to be together, and now these 2 are minimum in the same group. But if these are 10, excuse me, then 15, and then what, 6 more to make 21? I think that's right. So this is a 2 and
Well,
4.
1 and 2 have to go in column 6, and they can't go in box 4.
Right. So this is 3, 6, which makes 9. 6, 4, and 5. 3, 4, 5, 6, but not a 6. And there's no way that these 2 make 10. So they have to grab
Right.
this one.
And they have to sum to 8.
Yeah. So they can't use 4s. 3, 5, 4. And now
4 is
this
going to
one.
pair with 6.
5. And those 2 aren't together. This is now a 3 because it sees everything else. And that's only 8, so it grabs the next one, which has to be 2. So then this one and this one are paired together. And it can't be just the 2 of these being 10, so we're going to grab at least one more. This is 1 and 5. But that is going to be 6, so that's a 4. 6 is here. These 2 are silver, which is going to be a little confusing because they're right next to each other, but I think it's probably clear enough because of the lines. But those 2 are together, so these 2 must be, and they are 3 and 5, which is only 8. So this one's a 2, a 5, a 3, and a 4. And we're done. I could have used the line tool, or I could have also used more colors. I was trying to figure out what the best way of doing it was, because I could put like a line here, a line there, a line there, a line here.
It worked. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. or I could do boxes. I think it probably would have been better to just use more colors, but I didn't want to. But yeah, so that's going to be it for today. Let's see if we can find this one on Logic Masters Germany. Paste, go. There's Marty's ears. And row 1. I would go ahead and call that a regularly easy puzzle. I don't think the, while I think it's straightforward enough, I think it's difficult enough that you have to think about the sum of the entire puzzle and what the tens mean. And I have run into enough people who would struggle with that that I don't think that that's very easy. But so yeah, so that's why I'm going to say that easy is easy, if not very easy. Yeah. With that, make sure I save the link in notes so I can add it to the video description. Alright, with that should be all of the things. So let's go to this screen. And actually, I should really just go to this one. So everyone who watches this back, thank you so much. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that fancy YouTube engagement stuff. And if you would like to see additional content on this channel, Saturday at 7 a.m. Eastern Time will be more Sanctum 2. And if you would like to see me play more of The Last of Us Part 1, you might want to ring the notification bell because I do not schedule those streams. I will just stream when I am ready to do so. And then lastly, Sudoku should be Monday and Wednesday next week at 8 p.m. Eastern Time each day. Aside from that, I don't have anything else. So, have a good day, night, whichever time you're watching this, and I will see you next time.